Yo, what's up? This your boy TNT Barbecue, man. Guess what we're gonna do, man? We're gonna cook a brisket in a pellet grill, but it's gonna be like a offset stick burner type brisket. The flavor, the smoke, the texture, all that, guys. We're gonna do it just like we would do it in a stick burner. I'm gonna show you the techniques that can have you having the best brisket in the world with a pellet grill. So let's get it going. So right now I got a 17-pound brisket. It's a USDA choice brisket, but man, these choices are great briskets, man. This is a big boy right here. So just don't wash your meat, guys, okay? Don't wash your meat. You get germs everywhere. And I purge, just try to keep that in the bag, okay? And this brisket is heavy. This is a lot of meat. So you have all this right here, this silver skin and things like that. That needs to go. That's gonna help. That's gonna hurt your bark. You don't have to take all of it off, but you want to take a large chunk of the silver skin off to make sure that your rub can adhere to your meat. So I like to use one of these knives right here. These right here just makes it easier. And we're not gonna do a competition trim, but basically what we're doing is we're just going over it, trying to get all the fat. And you can see, guys, like I'm not going too deep, but I'm making enough effort to get all the silver skin and fat off the brisket. You know, people don't want to eat that, you know, and you don't want to serve that to your guests, your company, your friends. You know, brisket is expensive, but still yet though, you want to make sure that you give them a great product. And the key thing is to have a cold brisket. It makes it easy to trim. And right there, I'm just gonna go here and let your knife do the work. You see it there? I'm not worried about that because that's gonna come off anyway. That's gonna go into all this going into beef tallow. And this is gonna render to make beef tallow. And you don't have to be perfect because this is not a competition brisket, okay? So just remember aerodynamics. So basically, you see all that there? That is just basically the deco. You want to try to get all the gray meat off the brisket, okay? So the key thing with that is to make a straight cut and try to keep it round. And don't worry about trimming because you want all your slices to be edible. So like that is great tallow right there. That's tallow. But you want to kind of get up here and you want the corners to be rounded off because you don't want no sharp corners when you're cooking your brisket. You don't want no sharp corners. You also can make brisket burgers out of this. You could grind these, the trimmings up, and they make delicious burgers. So don't feel bad about, you know, trimming your brisket because nobody want to eat a big glob of fat. I know I don't want to. So trim your briskets like you're eating it. So that's what I try to do. And your family will thank you. You would thank yourself when everybody's oohing and ahhing and you don't see all that fat on their plate sitting to the side. You know, nobody want to eat bad barbecue. You want to make sure you get this down a little bit more. Aerodynamic. You don't want nothing sharp to be hanging. You want to kind of round everything off so the smoke can travel over the brisket. So right here, okay, so I got my flat. You see how that there is flat. So I don't really know about, I'm not gonna keep none of that. That's too thin, that's gonna burn. So that's gonna be tallow either burger. So let's get on the other side now. This ain't a competition trim. This is just a regular old backyard brisket trim. So I start off right here. I come in right here and I take the mohawk. This is the mohawk. So this is why I call it a mohawk. I don't know the name of it, but the mohawk I call it. It sticks up like here. We're gonna take it off. That comes off just like that. Boom. That's tallow. Put that in your tallow pile. Okay, as you can see, my brisket is starting to look good. I'm knowing how thick the fat is. I want to get it a 1/4 inch for is the fat cap. You don't want to make sure you don't overthink this, but you want to make sure that you can have enough fat for it to render for flavor, but you don't want to have too much fat on your brisket. Again, I repeat that again. And you just want to let your knife do the work. A cold brisket and a sharp knife is the key. So you want to just make sure you get all that fat even on your brisket. And you'll see the fat that can render. So right here, I want to go ahead, and it's a fat right here. So you want to go down, and you want to just scoop that fat out right there. Look at that. That's big, nasty fat right there. You want to make sure that separates the point from the flat. So right here, you want to kind of see how thick the fat is. That's too thick, so you want to kind of go. You want to make sure that you trim aerodynamic. I repeat that again. This is important about cooking. And the importance of that is the smoke can fit around your meat. And you want to kind of round it off. So your point is rounded off. Anything that's hanging, you want to trim it up, round it off. Nothing, you can see it there goes some fat hanging. Anything hanging, anything that don't belong, you want to make sure you get it all cleaned up. So we want to aerodynamic. We want to get rid of this gray. So as you see, I'm trimming and I'm making the brisket, round everything off. And remember, we start off with 17 pounds, but it's not going to be that. That's why you have to charge so much for brisket, because brisket is very expensive, but a lot of it go to waste. So that's going to burn. That's going to curl up and burn. We're not going to have that. So what I want to do is I want to outline how I want to do this, okay? So this is how I want to do it, just like that. So I outlined it, so I want to follow that. And they say that's a lot to cut off, but hey, that's gonna burn. So I'd rather have burger. I'd rather have a good burger than a burnt brisket. Aerodynamic, guys. And you want to kind of round that off a little bit right there. Just round it off, and so right here, you see right here, they just want to make sure that everything is smooth. So I want to go in a little bit, and I know you're trimming it, but you got to make sure that you have your brisket where it can cook properly. Like you don't want nothing like that hanging. Anything that's hanging, and I like to go ahead and scrape my brisket down to make sure anything that doesn't supposed to be on there, my knife can pick it up. My boy called us the Chud Straight. Well, hey, Chud, I'm stealing that, but that works real good. Because basically it's just getting everything where you got any tough fat, you see it there? That is, I feel, an angle. So I want to go in and I want to kind of round it off because it looks like a sharp corner. And remember, sharp corners, what they do, they burn. Because the heat hits it and it burns. So, and we want to go ahead and get this right here, just round it off like such. Get your flat, round it off. Any kind of loose meat like such, just cut it off. And guys, in the summertime, I do 20 briskets like this. I can do 20 to 30 briskets. I mean, to me, it's a good de-stressor. So, right here, I mean, you can go all day, but I think that's a nice looking brisket. Aerodynamic, the fat is pillow, soft fat, nothing out of the ordinary. This is amazing trim brisket. This right here, we're gonna make tallow. This is gonna be the start of the show. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably drop a couple cloves of garlic, some dried rosemary, and I'll make some garlic, rosemary, infused beef tallow, which you can fry fries in, chicken in. You can do a lot of stuff with this beef tallow. Me, I'm gonna use it to rewrap this brisket, just a little bit of it. So let's get the seasoning, guys, all right? So today, I'm using yours truly, TNT AP seasoning. Guys, you can get that at www.bbqtnt.com. www.bbqtnt.com. Right here, man, I'm telling you. And remember, if Mama Pal ain't on the back, it's not the right seasoning, baby. You got to make sure Mama Pal on the back, okay? I'm going to put the iCard up above where you can find my seasonings. Let's get the seasoning, guys, okay? All right, guys, so we're going to go to seasoning this nice brisket. We're using the AP rub by TNT Barbecue, baby. So I'm going to start, because I'm cooking this fat side up. Yes, guys, fat side up on the pellet grill. I'm going to show you what we need to do to cook it fat side up, okay? So we're going to go with my AP seasoning, which had a lot of salt flavor. So, and it's got a lot of coarse rub to it. So we want to make sure we get the flat and the point going pretty good. And I do size first. Always get your size matter. And this is a balanced rub. It has enough salt, but it don't have enough pepper like I like it for a brisket. So I always like to add extra pepper. And make sure you get the size first. You got rosemary, thyme, garlic, a little cumin, a little everything in here that makes it a all-purpose seasoning. Because it's made for all purposes. Cooking, frying, all that kind of stuff. This is a blend of beautiful seasonings. And it's strong. So it can stand up to a brisket. A lot of rubs don't stand up to briskets. And it has a lot of coarse seasons in it, so you got to shake this pretty hard. And remember, don't rub pat. Don't rub pat. And you want to put a lot of seasonings on this brisket because it's going to be in the smoker a long time. And the umami flavors on this rub is amazing. So right here, we're going to start patting. Start patting in. This helps with the bark. While you're patting, just make sure you get everything in. So right here, I got some coarse ground black pepper. And I want to just go out. And I want to put this black pepper all on it. And I like to put my black pepper separate from my rub because it helps out with the bark. Like, you just don't understand it, how much it helps out with the bark. And man, this black pepper is amazing. And look, right there, I get the size down. Don't worry about stuff that falls on the cutting board. This brisket is gonna sweat itself out. And I'm telling you what, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Hey, if you want that cookie they talk about, the pit masters from Pellet Grill, this is how you got to do it. You got to go through the process. Everything is just like cooking a regular brisket. There you go right there. So we're going to go, and we're going to come down here. We're going to hit that, the fat side. We're going to hit it pretty heavy. Don't worry about it. It's not going to oversalt it. Make sure you get them sides if you got to go over it again. Hit them sides. Yes, baby. That fat cap gonna render down. Don't worry about using too much seasoning. I won't run out. Just go back on www.bbqtnt.com and get you some more seasonings. Don't worry about using too much. That's why I sell them in packs of 3. It's that good. You just need to buy more. And I'll just go. And I just want to, you want to make that black pepper bark crust on there. You want to make sure that that's going to be your bark builder too. The rub plus the black pepper going to be your bark builder. Oh yeah, baby. So we're finishing it up. Boom. We're gonna let this brisket sweat out. We're gonna let the seasoning soak in. We're gonna let everything penetrate. And we're gonna be cooking this on the pellet grill. The pellet grill we're using is Pit Boss. And remember guys, we season this up with the AP rub. You can find this on my website, www.bbqtnt.com, and you can find many more rubs. We have so many people that's on my website, guys. We are a family, barbecue family, baby. So we heading out to the Pit Boss, guys. Let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this brisket and sweat it in. Now look how big this brisket is. It's still a huge brisket. And I'd probably cut off like, oh my goodness, at least 4 or 5 pounds of just trim. So we going on a Pit Boss. We'll be smoking this at 200 degrees, guys. So let's go out to the smoker. We're going on the Pit Boss, hashtag Pit Boss Nation. We're gonna cook on the middle rack. And here's the good thing about the Pit Boss, guys. We're cooking this low and slow, baby. 200 degrees all night long. No spritzing, no checking on it. We're gonna let it go. And we just gonna let that oak and pecan pellets at 200 degrees do what it's supposed to do. No sugar, nothing developed bark but the salt, pepper, and the AP rub. So man, this is the AP rub right here, man. All-purpose rub, seasoned TNT, and just pepper, coarse ground black pepper, and we're gonna let this smoker do what it do. Smoke, pepper, salt, and seasonings, that's all you need. We don't got no sweet rub on it. We're gonna let it go fat side up, 200 degrees, and we'll check on this tomorrow morning around about 8 o'clock. So let's talk about what's going on, guys. So now we have the brisket. I haven't probed it yet, but I know the brisket is what we call the stall. The stall is basically when the brisket gets to a certain temperature and it goes to sweat. And what that sweating of the brisket, releasing the juices, actually cooling the brisket down, which makes the internal temperature climb slower. That means you could be at 165, 170, 180, whatever. But we're stalling. Whether we're stalling at 180 or whether we're stalling at 165, we're stalling. But I want to show y'all guys what a brisket looks like when you cook it low and slow overnight. No bother, no worries. We're sleeping. We let the smoker do what the smoker is designed to do, and that's his job. We didn't disturb the smoker. We didn't do any goofy things. We just let the smoker do what it do. So let's see what the outcome looks like, guys. Come on over here. So, a lot of people talk about, you can't get the bark you can get on the offset or the flavor. Well, I'm here to prove them wrong. That's why I didn't use any sugar rubs. I used a basic AP rub, which you can find on TNT web page, and basically my AP rub with coarse ground black pepper. It has created that crispy cookie bark that they talk about in Eastern Texas, all over the country. And man, the bark looks amazing. It's gonna darken up once we put it on butcher's paper. We're gonna do this butcher's paper. And the reason why we're doing the butcher's paper, because we want to create that same texture and flavor that they use in the offset smokers on a pellet grill. This is the key, guys. We got a point we're heading, and we're doing the work in, and the work is easy. I keep telling you, you gotta let the smoker do his job. You can't disturb it, you can't be spritzing it every hour. You gotta just let the smoker do what it does on low temperature. Now it's time to render the fat, jack the temperature up. We're gonna probably jack this thing up to about 300 degrees on the butcher's paper. So we're gonna get this into the house, get it wrapped up with some beef tallow, some butter, and some mop sauce. That's how we do our wrap, guys. some beef tallow, some butter, some mop sauce. All of them adding so many different flavors. And the bark is sot. That means that the bark is there. It's not going nowhere. I mean, it's amazing. So let's get to the house. Let's wrap this brisket, and we'll get back with y'all guys. All right, guys, we got this gorgeous bark, man, and we're using butcher's paper today. Wow, did I say butcher's paper? I mean butcher's paper. So right there, we're gonna put the butter on the bottom. What the butter adds is another fat layer. And then we're gonna have the beef tallow. Rendered beef tallow on here. That's another flavor of just beefiness. Yes, and remember, that came from the beef trimmings that we had trimmed off and got it rendered. So, guys, you know this mop sauce. This is my special bottle. I use this to dampen my paper. And I use this to dampen my paper right here, guys. So, you know, just remember that, you know, this right here is to help dampen the paper and moisten the brisket too. So you want to go ahead and just put that all over. So we're going to wrap this brisket, guys. And the reason why we're wrapping it, like I said, we're going to have that texture. See, people always talk about bark, but you also got to have the texture of a stick burn. This don't have to be perfect, but you got to make sure you wrap it tight, okay? Pull it in and wrap tight, yes. And we're gonna put this back on the smoker at 300 degrees, guys. And we're gonna let it do what it do. We're gonna cook it to internal temperature, probably 190, 195, okay? We're gonna go ahead and put the brisket in here. Remember, we're going fat side up on the pellet grill. So we're gonna cook this thing up to 190. The reason why we're going fat side up is we want the same texture on a offset stick burner. We want the same thing on the pellet grill. So offsets, you don't cook fat side down. So we cooking fat side up on the pellet grill. We're making this cook very easy, but we're gonna have very complex textures and flavors. So remember, we got this thing rocking. We're about to bring you back, man, when we see you at the cutting board. Yo, this TNT barbecue with a message. Hey, guys, I'm telling you what, you don't need a stick burner to get stick burner flavor with a pellet grill, guys. Hey, man, we done broke the secret, guys. You just gotta let the brisket, be trimmed perfectly and seasoned right with the AP rub, and you gotta let the smoker do his job. That simple. Low and slow is the way to go on a pellet grill. You use butcher paper to wrap it. Man, it's that simple with a little mop sauce, some kind of moisture. And look what we got, guys. We got this thing filled up with juices by letting it rest. It's been sitting on this cutting board. I mean, we took out the smoker. It's been sitting here for about 4 hours on the cutting board resting. And the juices just soak back into the brisket, guys. We about to see what we working with, okay? Y'all see me. I wrap this brisket. Yeah, we're going to cut this butcher paper over. Oh, yes. And look at all this juice, man. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Now, this thing held in a bunch of juices, man. Oh, my goodness. The bark is amazing. Let me get this out of here. Oh, my goodness. Let's get this juicy brisket out, guys. Oh, my goodness. We're going to use this to put the slices in, okay? So we're going to slice this down the middle. We're about to see what we're working with. Oh my goodness, look at the juices on that brisket right there. That is amazing, man. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you what, guys, nice flavor, nice and juicy. And man, we don't like squeezing our meat, but I'm gonna squeeze a little bit for you. Oh my goodness. Now that is a flat, man. The texture, I can tell, is amazing. It's not overcooked, it's not pot roasty. It's not like that, guys. I'm telling you what. So look at this right here, man. Oh my, look at that flat. Oh my goodness. And now you got a nice little smoke ring on that thing. The fat is rendered. So let's see what we're working with slices, okay? So I'm gonna start slicing up. Oh, yes. Yes, so look, man, you know what I'm saying? Like look at this right here. It folds. The bend is amazing. Look at the bend. Yes, guys. You can see the glistening of that, and it just tears apart like butter. It got like a little snap to it. You see? That snap. That's what you want. You want that little spring that just comes apart. It comes apart. It's not like it's overcooked, man. This has been perfect brisket. This is the brisket you need. You need enough snap with your brisket. Oh my goodness. You don't want it just falling apart on its own. You want a little snap. Look at that fat cat. That's what I'm looking for. This is one of my favorite bites right here. When you get it like that and it just had that, oh my goodness, that's my favorite bite. Let's see what this point working with, guys. This point goes, oh my goodness, look at that amazing point. Whoa. Man, look at that juiciness. Oh my goodness. So that is juicy, man. That is rendered like I don't know what, man. That is amazing. Look how the smoke that penetrated it. Whoa. Yes. We finna get the taste in, guys. See what we think. I'm finna slice up some point right now. Let's slice the point up and see what we're working with. Oh my goodness, this the juice is just, oh man, like you appreciate you appreciate a nice brisket that's not overcooked. You just man, when it hangs like that, you know, and it's not tearing apart. So this doesn't have the smoke ring that I'm used to having. I'm used to having that real thick, violent smoke ring. And here's the thing, guys. Sometimes you get a smoke ring just depending on the humidity of that in the smoker. But guess what? I can smell the smoke flavor. And if you want a thicker smoke ring, you can leave it on the smoker without wrapping for long as you want to. But this right here is like, oh my goodness, like you just can't beat the texture. The texture of it is not pot roasty, it's not overcooked. It has a spring to it, but it has give. This is amazing brisket, guys. I'm telling you what, man. And you know what I like doing? It's all about the taste. Man, it's all, look how that's just glistening. Look at that glistening meat. That is amazing. The moisture is just amazing in this meat. And I'm telling you what, that's filleting the rest. That's just a great slice of brisket. Now let's see what it tastes like. This brisket is so smoky. Oh my goodness. Look, the salt flavor was amazing. Look, I'm telling you what, if you don't got my rub, all you gotta do is go over to my website, www.bbqtnt.com. Get you some of that AP season. Get your brisket, a prime or a choice. Low and slow, baby, on any kind of pellet grill. Hey, I'm telling you what, man, this is some brisket. I done tasted a lot of offset briskets. This will hold up with any offset brisket you want to have. And remember, guys, comment, subscribe. This is your boy TNT Barbecue with a Southern explosive taste. God bless you and God bless America. Peace.